Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George, or all George. So, market is looking good once again. Bitcoin is coming up from yesterday. Last night it was down a little bit. It's coming back up. Altcoins are still doing well. So today I want to show you some more crypto news and also talk about where Bitcoin is heading this cycle. And short answer, much higher. Long answer, well, that's what I'm here to talk about. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, although I'm late sometimes. So that's why you want to hit that notification bell to get notified. And follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides on CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's do this. Let's change my screen. All right, so you can see last night Bitcoin dipped down to like 44-ish. Now it's above 45, 6-ish. So it's coming back up. Can we continue higher? Oh, most definitely. Short term, seems like Bitcoin short term is still, kind of going sideways, but that's okay. While it has been going sideways, guess what? Altcoins have been pumping up tremendously. So overall, the market is still doing very, very, very well. But we know Bitcoin, sometimes mysterious, sometimes it does go sideways for quite a bit. And sometimes it may even come down. But then boom, all of a sudden it starts turning and it goes up and up and up and up. This next push up should be towards 50,000. And after that is 60,000. After that, we're heading to where it's heading this cycle. And that is, I believe, 100,000 plus. So, of course, I look at long-term metrics, like on-chain metrics like this, and even some of the longer-term technical analysis. But one of the things that I do think is a good indicator of what's to come, or a good predictor, is the Bitcoin stock to flow model, which Plan B is pushing very hard. Even when things were not looking good, he stuck with it, and now we're right back on track. In fact, you could argue we never got out of track. We were always on track. It's just that short term, people start to nitpick and look at different things. But this one is interesting. There's a gray line that is the time model. You can see on the right-hand side how he came out with this. And also the stock to flow model. So stock to flow, there's periodic points where it jumps up, and that's because of the halving event. And he anticipates the halving event because that's what the stock to flow model is a number circulating versus a number out there. But there's also a new one for time. But you could see time is very much like the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. You could see that it does kind of taper on the top. There's diminishing returns, but it's still, like curving upwards, right? And if you look at a logarithmic growth curve, this is predicting that Bitcoin will go above 100,000 and be somewhere around like 130 to 150,000, somewhere around there, if you're looking at something like the logarithmic curve. Now, for stock to flow, this is predicting at least 100,000, at least. But you could see previous times, previous pumps, previous cycles, you could see the blue actually surpassed the anticipated level that Bitcoin was going to get to. And you could see last time it was supposed to be at 10,000. But guess what? Bitcoin went up to 20,000, more than double that, right? And the time before, it was supposed to go to 100. And it went up 10x that to over 1,000. So this time around, are we just going to hit 100,000 and stay there, or are we going to double it? Maybe head to 200,000. Maybe. We'll just have to see, but the bottom, the lowest level, this is anticipating is $100,000, 6 figures. So roughly from where we are, a little bit more than double. But remember, when Bitcoin was hovering around 28,000, 30,000, I told you guys it was going to be a 3x. And then at that point, a lot of people didn't believe. People thought it was going to go down. Now we're almost at 2x, and pretty soon we're going to be at that point, right? So, interesting stuff. We're still on track. And this is where I believe we're heading. This is where I believe we're heading, which means if Bitcoin could get to $100,000 plus, the altcoins that you guys are researching and holding on to and buying more of, these are going to explode. They have been. Many have been moving faster than Bitcoin already. And we know tail ends and bull runs, these altcoins go up tremendously fast, multipliers of Bitcoin's growth. So Bitcoin still has at least 2x left in its tank, at least anywhere from 2 to 5x, right? Think about what that means for Ethereum or Binance Coin or Cardano or Polkadot or Solana. These guys are looking at least 5 to 10x to maybe even 20x. So there's tremendous gains to be had, and that's all coming within this cycle. All right, so I want to start with that. Also, what else is going on in the news that's very positive? Well, you have more banks that is now offering Bitcoin to their wealthiest clients. And this is not a surprise. Now, Wells Fargo is jumping in. JP Morgan started doing that already. Goldman Sachs started doing that already. PNC Bank started doing that already. And now Wells Fargo is jumping in. And the reason being, the wealthiest people out there, they want to diversify. They want to get their cash out. They don't want to hold fiat. They want to buy assets that appreciate and that can hedge against inflation. And there's none better than Bitcoin right now. So that is why all these banks, whether or not they want to, they're forced to, because their clients are basically forcing their hand saying, hey, give us Bitcoin or we're going to be taking our money elsewhere. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So very positive. Also, Coinbase goes live in Japan, but also with a big banking giant, Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi does not just produce cars. In fact, in Japan, they produce everything, and they're one of the biggest banks out there. So Coinbase goes live with Japan, helps Japanese citizens to on-ramp using fiat and off-ramp, and of course, provide their Coinbase exchanger, which is very positive for Coinbase, also positive for the entire country of Japan, and also positive for Mitsubishi Financial Group, which is a bank. So another bank that is jumping in. All right, I saw some super chats. Let me make sure I don't miss them. Jeff says, I like Undercover Billionaire, but our participant success is at least 50% due to film crews following them around. Everyone wants to be famous. I don't know. I think that's a deterrent. And they are making excuses on the film crew. But like if you're an average Joe, you don't want to be filmed all the time, right? So I don't know. It could be, it could be not. And some of those guys are putting up a large amount of money. But anyways, I love that show. But one thing's for certain, I'm in season 2 watching Grant Cardone. That guy is like a is a true salesman, a snake oil salesman. Like he has told a lot of lies already. He has the attitude like just do whatever, say whatever to get it done. And that is how he built his empire, I guess. But it's very interesting to watch him do what he's doing right now. But yeah, it's a great show. For U.S. citizens, can you recommend a fiat on-ramp, off-ramp that is not exchange? Why not exchange? Crypto.com is exchange. Cash App is a financial app. You could use that, yeah. You could even use... Cash App is the best because it allows you to withdraw and deposit if you wanted to. No, you can't deposit. You can withdraw. But you could also use like Robinhood. You could use a lot of things out there. But why not exchange? Well, why does it matter to you, Kelly? Fear index is rising. All right, yeah, I saw the fear index. Okay, what else is there? Big news. Number 1 draft pick in the NBA, selected by Detroit Pistons, Chad Cunningham, is going to be paid in Bitcoin via a new partnership with BlockFi. This is interesting. I don't actually know what BlockFi plans on doing, but it seems like Cunningham will collaborate on educational videos, promotional gateways, exclusive interviews, and other efforts to raise awareness about the value of cryptocurrencies. Interesting. Maybe I could get Cunningham on the show. Maybe. A young kid is about to make millions in the NBA, and now one of his very first partnerships is going to be going to be paid with Bitcoin. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, what else is interesting? Let's see. Here we go. Here's another story. Crypto.com is about to reach a ton of soccer fans. Crypto.com, as someone just asked about, Cade. I'm sorry. I said Chad. Cade. I'm sorry. I can't. It's just one of those days. Okay? Forgive me. Crypto.com, someone just asked about Crypto.com as exchange, but they have been making a ton of partnerships. Of course, a big 10-year deal with the UFC, and you can see Crypto.com, their logo on shirts and pants and within the ring right now. They formed with another soccer league fan, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Lega Serie A, a professional soccer league that's atop of the Italy sports scene. 775 million soccer fan is now going to be exposed to Crypto.com. See, I wonder if these kind of sponsorships really bring a ton of new, people into the space. You would figure, right? Because Crypto.com, especially crypto, like you could recognize it right away. So people in attendance, they're thinking about buying Bitcoin. They're thinking about buying, let's say, Ethereum or Cardano. They're like, where should I go, right? And they see Crypto.com plastered everywhere. So I guess in that sense, it makes sense if you're thinking about it. If you're not thinking about it and you look at it, then you're like, oh, what is it, right? So, I wonder what the ROI is for this, or if there is any ROI. But Crypto.com is definitely spreading their wings very far with these huge, massive partnerships, and that's not bad. Not bad at all. And I unfortunately closed... I closed one of my tabs here, but Chili's has been really, really busy. They partner up with like 10 NBA teams too. So Chili's is also going to all these sports teams and trying to create a partnership with them. And I'm curious to see, if that has effect too. So obviously you guys know, or at least a lot of you guys know, I love the NBA, and almost every team is jumping in to the Socios app and partnering up with Chili's. What else is there? There is a crypto analyst that thinks that even though Bitcoin is the king of crypto right now, Ethereum's ascent to the top seems unstoppable. The funny thing is, I read through this article, and the only reason why I bring this up is I wanted to see what this analyst thinks. Like, why do they think that this is going to happen? The funny thing is, there was not one thing said. Not one valid argument why they think Ethereum is going to, move past Bitcoin, other than past performance, which if you look at this year to date, Bitcoin is up about 57%, which isn't bad, but Ethereum is up 318%. But if you go back a year, you'll see that Bitcoin is up 286% and Ethereum's up 646%, right? So yes, the price has been the price has been true in this sense, where Ether is moving faster than Bitcoin, but why though, right? So I was waiting to hear the argument. I did not see anything in here other than Ethereum 2.0 is coming out and it's proof of stake. It's more efficient than proof of work, and that's it. That's like a weak argument. Weak argument, so I don't even know why MarketWatch posted this. But anyways, I do believe this is true. This is go flip someday. Not that soon, but I do believe it's true because I've been talking to you guys about DeFi and NFTs. Recently, it's been very, very apparent, especially with NFTs. Whenever there's a huge NFT drop, guess what? The price of the platform that it's on shoots up to the moon. We have seen it with Solana recently, twice with the generative ape and Solamas. right? Both times Solana pumped up to the moon. And we know Ethereum has OpenSea and they have all these DeFi projects. This is the reason why Ethereum is jumping higher, right? Because of usage and dApps. I do believe it's coming. I just don't think it's that soon. Although it's not that far-fetched if you look at the market cap between Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, it's less than 3x. It's like 2.5x. And by the end of this year, if Ethereum continues to grow faster than Bitcoin, it could become 2x or 1.5x. So it could be sooner than people expect. And of course, coin burning is also having a big effect. However, this may put a damper to it because Gary Gensler is again doubling down on a statement that, hey, just because you're a DeFi project, and just because you're offering tokens on a DeFi project like Uniswap, does not mean you're not a security. So if you are a security, you better watch out, because just because you release a whole bunch of tokens, you have a pool on Uniswap or SushiSwap or whatever, does not make it not a security, and does not make it that you're not under our jurisdiction. So again, Gary is sending out warnings right now. You better watch out. This is the reason why a lot of projects that help create tokens, like synthetics, I'm not a fan of. Also, Ravencoin, I'm not a fan of, because if you go, especially Ravencoin, you go into their website, what do they say? We help people create security tokens. They even say security tokens. That doesn't sound good to me. And others that are also in this space, if you're in the U.S., you're at shaky grounds if you're, helping that. Or if you're doing that, I should say. All right, someone said, real talk, I don't understand Vitalik's interest in Dogecoin and Elon's collab for unknown update. Please explain. A lot of people's interested in Dogecoin. A lot of people in this space is not interested in a coin just because they want it to go up. Vitalik is a billionaire, okay? It's not like his interest in Dogecoin is to become a trillionaire. No, he sees it as another project that has been around. Dogecoin has been around longer than Ethereum. And he sees it as a community-based, crypto that he would love to help out with. I think that's it. That's why he's on the Dogecoin Foundation. Really, that's all there is to it. Not everyone's motive, especially the ones like Vitalik that are already billionaires, their motive is not to just say, hey, I need to make more money. So sometimes they just want to do it because for a hell of it, they're bored or they like it. They want to help the community. There's really, I don't know, it's anyone's guess, but that's my guess. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Lastly, just a quick update. My I Am George NFT, it has gotten up to 1.337 ETH. Wow, this has gotten higher than I even expected, way higher. So, it is still ongoing, 5 days. Very first I Am George NFT. And if you want to own a piece of George, or you want to own the very first I Am George NFT, check it out. All right, let's do some Q&A. Let me scroll up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Barbu said, my friend started to mine cryptos a month ago. He just told me he's excited for next halving because he will mine twice as much cryptos. This can't be true. It's somewhat true, but it depends. Like with Bitcoin, if you have a halving event, actually, the number of Bitcoins that you'll mine decreases in half. Okay? So you're not actually mining twice as much. But there are certain periods where the difficulty drops, where it drops so much that it is twice as easy for you to mine. So there are cases like that. Recently, with all the miners being kicked out of China, the difficulty has dropped tremendously. So all the miners that were mining were making basically twice as much. They're making twice as much because it was easier to solve a block because the difficulty dropped, right? So I guess it depends on how you look at it, but it's not like how you explained. If you had $1,000, what altcoin would you put it on right now? I don't know. I would spread it out. I would spread out to buy. Just follow the 50-25-25 rule. I would think, you guys have been, waiting for Solana to stop. I told you guys, wait until Solana stops. You never want to get into something that keeps pumping and pumping and pumping. The same thing with Luna, and same thing with like others that has been pumping, right? This is like the very first day they both came down, but just slightly. So if you've been waiting, wait a little bit longer. Don't jump in yet, especially when something has gone up 77% or 82% in the last few days. You want to wait, right? But there are very many other projects, including even Ethereum and Bitcoin, the big dogs. But there's so many others that's great to pick up. Great to pick up. Scrolling. Yeah, Cosmos has been coming up recently, another project. I love protocols, right? And that's why I have so many in this portfolio. You look at ADA, Solana, Ethereum, VeChain, Polygon, Binance Coin, Harmony, Cosmos. These are all protocols. And there's a lot more out there, but that's just what I had when I built this. Man, 30 days, 90%. 90%. Wow. That's a big gain. Big gain. All right. Now I'm starting to catch up. I was scrolling up. All right. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Why no Polkadot? I just didn't add it. I added others first. Eventually I will. What do you think about using Lido on Ledger to stake your ETH? I know it's a tax event to swap ETH for synthetic ETH, but just want to know your thoughts. I guess you could do that. I've never tried it, never used it before, so I can't really comment. But if you think it's worth it, if you're going to be holding on to that ETH and you want to just stake it for some rewards, why not? Did you see the partnership with BPro and Crypto.com? I saw that, but it's a very light partnership. And it's not really. It's like BPro's working with some projects, to use their code base. And I saw Crypto.com was involved. But I don't know what they were working on. Like a payment gateway, I think. Some kind of payment network. But yeah, I saw that. It wasn't really announced. It was like a light thing. BTC in a slow cooker mode. Hey, slow cookers, they may be slow, but what comes out of it is very, very delicious and worth waiting for. So I think that's true. Thoughts on Wax? Wax, I think, is very undervalued, but I think because their token structure, they have like 5 different tokens, and to be honest, I don't even know what all 5 does. I just know WaxP is the main one. I think because of that, people are confused and why it's not higher. But there's a ton of games. There's a ton of DeFi game or NFT games that's running on Wax. It's very popular. So Wax itself should be doing better, but because of all these tokens, I think that's the reason why. Polygon is doing 1559 burn just like ETH. Oh, I haven't heard about it. That would be pretty big. I mean, Polygon obviously for last year has risen up tremendously, over 5,000%. And you know what? They have been doing really, really well. But they have stopped recently, right? They haven't been climbing as high as some of these other protocols. I think mostly because people are fearing that Polygon doesn't have a future when ETH 2.0 is out. But no, it will. But I didn't hear about the burning. I gotta do more research into it. Someone saying ADA is pumping. Hey, you know what? Something like ADA, right? You just hold on to. There will be long periods of time where it doesn't move, and then it'll start moving really fast. And it's just like everything else in here. It comes down to patience. How much patience you have. The more patience you have, the better it is. It's a game of basically the impatient passing their profits to the patient. That's really what it is, what it comes down to. Man, I am tired. I am tired today. Will Litecoin reach 1,000 this year? I don't know. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant if it reaches 1,000 this year. What you need to concern is whether or not you should be holding a Litecoin or Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been better than Litecoin all these years in terms of growth too. So that's what you need to worry about. Is Polkadot and Chainlink long-term holds? Yes, they are. PDEX, I don't know. Ray, when you ask a question like that, it irritates me and pisses me off. So I'm gonna put you in timeout. Crypto Master says, as long as Ecomi stays on Go Chain, no big exchange, it won't go higher. I think that's somewhat true. I've said that before. They're working very hard to get on Ethereum. And they've told me they have made great progress, so that could come anytime. Once they get off Go Chain and they get into Ethereum's ecosystem with a Mutable X, which is a layer 2, which is also going to be very fast. That's going to be a game changer for them. Right now, they're doing all the right things, leveraging their licensing with Marvel, right? But once they take they move, I think that's really going to help them. In your opinion, is BlockFi safe to earn APY on? Yes, obviously, that's why I'm a partner with them. The biggest thing you have to worry about is custodians, right? Who is actually storing your crypto? And with BlockFi, it's with Coinbase and Gemini, two of the most respectable custodians out there, right? With tons of insurance too. So yes. Can you do a video on VGX? Yesterday they were doing their token swap. People were confused because you couldn't withdraw, and then some prices were wrong. I don't know if it actually finished swapping, but you could see it has done very, very, very well. If this is the correct price, it has shot up 73% for the last week. So it has done really, really well. I don't know if they're done with the swap yet, but with the swap, what is going to happen is, and why they're doing it is because they're moving to a new structure where they can now reward. They can give out rewards, and it gives a whole, more use cases for holding VGX. And before, not so much. Now, going forward, there's going to be a lot more. So it's good for them. Luna is fantastic. I've been talking about Luna a lot. Should I swap Zilliqa for XRP? No. Why? Why would you do that? Cormac, appreciate it. Does Coinbase provide tax forms like Swab? I believe so. I don't use Coinbase, but I heard about it before. What is the difference between centralized exchange and decentralized exchange? Centralized exchange holds the keys. They're providing a wallet you're depositing in. Ultimately, they control your funds. Decentralized exchange, you control it. you connect up your wallet and all the trades are done through smart contracts, but ultimately you control your crypto. So that's the difference between centralized exchange and decentralized exchange. Lionel, thank you. All right. Jay, no, I'm not. And I'm putting you a timeout just for being a dick. Thoughts on Fetch AI? You know what? I haven't looked at them in a long time. Artificial intelligence for blockchains. Yeah, I remember this. It's a blockchain, but they're layering AI that's supposed to be better for financial apps. I'm not a fan of AI plays. At least this one isn't an AI marketplace, because there's a lot of AI marketplaces out there that I think is way too early. But in terms of this just being a blockchain with AI layered in or machine learning, it could be okay. And they have been doing pretty well recently. What's all time? Have they broken through? No, all time was around what, 80, 87 cents. So they're climbing back up. They're coming back up. All right, last few questions. Cobalt's entire wallet in a token. I have seen that before. I thought that's very, very, very promising. You could do a whole lot with it. You can send multiple tokens, different kind of tokens to other people. You could create your own portfolio and store in one token. You can store NFTs, like multiple NFTs in one token. I mean, it seems like a very interesting concept, but no one uses it, so I don't know. BitDAO, I have no idea. No idea. What is Bitcoin's bottom? I don't know. I can't tell you. And I'm not gonna try to guess either. Bosan says VeChain party with Walmart China. That already happened. That's old news. I was wondering if you bought any NFTs. No, I have not bought any. I was gifted a VPunk on VeChain, but I have not bought any NFTs. I do want to get in, but I feel like everything is like too overpriced right now. So I have not bought any. Insane Kusama pump on BitHum. Okay. I remember BitHum used to have these crazy pumps. What is the best platform to buy and keep crypto? Coinbase has stupidly high fees. I mean, most exchanges do. If you don't like Coinbase, go with Gemini. If you're in the US, look at Gemini. All these other ones, they're harder to onboard with fiat. So I would say just go with Coinbase or Gemini. Okay, the fees are high. It's like 1%. Not really. And then if you want to utilize something else to trade, then just use crypto to transfer to. So you can transfer to say like KuCoin and Binance.us or Voyager using Bitcoin or Ethereum or others. Probably cheaper coins that's cheaper to send. Something like Stellar or even like Litecoin or something like that. So. All right. I have BTC, ETH, ADA, Link, Matic, IDC, and all these. Any other crypto I should add or keep with these? I think those are all good holds. Of course, there's a lot more. That's why you got to keep watching this show and get ideas. I can't tell you what to add. I never looked into World Mobile, so can't tell you. Crypto in Texas, what are your sources telling you? My source is telling me Bitcoin is going higher. And my source is telling me that plan B, the stock to flow and logarithmic growth curve is accurate. It's accurate. I believe Bitcoin is going to be in six figures by the end of the year. And that altcoins are going to be much, much higher because of it. So Very exciting. Very exciting. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Do I believe in a $3 XRP? It could get back up there. It can get back up there. It was almost as high as $4. So, can it get back there? Sure. But by the time it does, everything else will be much higher too. So, it just depends on if you want to keep holding XRP or you get something else that has been moving and will move faster. So, you have to make that decision on your own. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys.